Welcome to Overly Opinionated. Rest in peace to fallen kings.
And
free the guys.
For real.
Free the guys.
Yeah. For real.
Hard body free the guys today.
Yeah. It's a topic I want to talk about today. I want to hear your thoughts.
I'm a little nervous.
We never personally spoke on this.
Uh-huh.
So I'm curious to what your thoughts and feelings towards this.
Uh-huh.
The LGBTQ community.
Yikes. You mean LGBTQ plus?
Sure.
Yeah. What about them?
Where they have gotten us in the world today, are they taking it too far? Now, when I say taking it too far, that's with the man can be a woman, woman can be a man, except all that.
Yeah.
It went from we just want gays to have equal marriage to women can be men and men can be women. Do you agree with it, or
agree with what?
Men can be women and women can be men?
I couldn't care less. These are the situations where I feel like my lack of opinion holds the Overly Opinionated podcast back, because I genuinely could not. I don't think about this. I never think about it. It affects, like, if we all accept reality, like the reality that it doesn't affect anything, then it wouldn't affect anything. Like, it makes no difference ever.
Whoa, I would disagree with you that doesn't make a difference.
Okay,
let's say we had a restaurant. Let me go into a restaurant, and then a man goes into the restroom right after a woman's restroom. Do I just stand outside the bathroom?
What?
Do I just stand outside the bathroom?
I don't think I understand.
So, it would make me uncomfortable for a man to be in the restroom with my daughter. Normal parenting, right?
Sure.
Why should he be allowed in a woman's restroom? Because he just says he's a woman?
I don't know what harm it does. I'm not I don't.
I would assume he's a criminal. No, when I say criminal, a pedophile or whatever. Like, it's
okay.
I would call that weird. I would feel more comfortable if it was a woman in there with her. And
Okay.
I feel like that's kind of wrong. Like, there's some type of this is wrong here.
What do you mean? Which part is wrong?
Me thinking he will cause harm to my daughter before a woman.
I don't know.
Only because he's in a woman's restroom.
I don't know.
Like, I just feel like he has ill intentions. Now,
Yeah, I think that might be I wouldn't say that, like, it. I don't know for sure that there's just like a intrinsically wrong thing about that. I just think that you're misguided. I think most times when people go to the bathroom, they gotta shit or they gotta piss. Like, I think that, like, people just use the bathroom in the bathroom almost every time. Literally almost every time someone goes to the bathroom, they're just going to the bathroom.
and that's pretty funny because I have that feeling when I hear like a high school kid is in a woman's bathroom, a boy is in a lady's bathroom. Like, I could not give a fuck at all. But in public, I feel like it's a high risk for me, which is, I think, is reasonable because you got a bigger crowd than just kids. But because the first time I heard this, it was at a high school, okay? And I was like, why do you care? Like, who gives a fuck about who's using what bathroom? Just go in and mind your business, like. But being put in a situation, like, if I was at a restaurant, I would definitely feel some type of way. Like, I would stop my daughter from going in the bathroom or something. Like, that shit would really make me feel some type of way. And you just simply just don't care, right?
Yeah, no, I don't. Sorry.
So
I really don't. Like, you would have to show me a correlation between assaults and I get that people want to be preventative. It's just, I don't know if you're preventing anything that's actually going to happen.
right. And I agree with that in schools. I definitely agree with that in schools. But I know in the outside world, niggas is wild. Definitely. So I got another question. Now, people in their pronouns, do you address them as such, even if you don't agree with them?
For the most part, I'll call you whatever the fuck you want to be called.
I
And it's not
respect
like
that.
I don't disagree with anyone's what they want to be called. The one thing that I dislike that no one seems to care about is when people don't go by their first name, they go by their middle name. I hate that shit.
Why?
I don't know why. I don't know. I feel like they're lying.
But that's still their name.
Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like that shit. To me, that's like a pronoun, but I'll call you that shit anyway, you know? To me,
Really?
that's worse than the pronouns.
What?
Yeah.
That's their actual name.
It's not their first name. You know that we call people by their first name.
We call people by their name.
We call people by their first name.
No, their name.
Typically, it's first name. I don't
Yeah,
know why you're
but
arguing this.
Their name is their name.
Yeah, that's not usually how you address people.
Watch this. Like my last name, Mr. Wilson. That's not my fucking first name.
I've never called you that either.
But people have called me Mr. Wilson. If it's your name, you can be called it. That's just people. Who
I'm not saying that you can't be
like,
called it.
But I think
I don't fuck with that.
It's pretty normal to get called by any one of your names. You're a junior. You get
Your
called
middle
junior.
name is the least typical name to be called.
I don't know.
It's the least typical.
I'm gonna be biased here. I don't know a lot of people who likes their middle name. So
Sure. That's not. But the point that I'm making is that it's almost atypical for someone to go by their middle name. And when people do, it's like, oh, you're cheating, you know?
I see.
My middle name is Eric.
Eric?
Yeah. It's way easier to say than Savon.
I agree.
Like, people mispronounce my name all the time. And I just keep correcting them because you go by your first name. So I feel like people are cheating when they go by their middle name.
Cheating at what? Easier life?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
just making it easier is not a problem, man.
You know?
Like
That's
that goes smooth.
So if I'm willing to call you Anthony, even though your first name's Robert, I'll fucking call you whatever you want to be called, dog. In most cases, I would say.
You talking about slurs or something?
No, you.
What? Okay.
You don't want me to call you Darian, but that's what I call you.
I wouldn't care. I don't care. But I understand why you call me Darian.
Yeah.
I fully understand. That's another on top of why I don't care. Like that shit wouldn't bother me in the slightest.
Yeah.
That's my fucking name. Now, if you was keep mispronouncing it, I can get it now.
You do that shit to me all the fucking time, dog.
No, I give you a nickname.
I do not like the nickname.
That's not your choice.
It kind of is, though. You
No,
know?
it's not.
So you don't do the pronouns thing.
Yes, I do. I do. Yeah. Even if I don't agree with it, I do.
Oh, you don't agree with it? My bad. I skipped all over the important topic here.
Fuck.
So you disagree with people asserting their pronouns?
Yes.
Just like old school type shit?
No, it's just sometimes it just doesn't make sense. Like,
Can you give me an instance where it does definitely make sense?
if you think you're a woman, you want your pronouns to be she, okay. She over here.
So that definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a situation where it definitely does not make sense.
A single person wants to be identified as they or them. Like they don't want she or him, they want they. I think that's like I'd rather just call you by your name at this point.
I've heard this before.
Yeah. Like I can't wrap my head around that.
But if you aren't sure, don't you automatically say that?
What is it? It. It's a it.
Oh, we're not gonna survive this episode.
No, listen, but hey, I said it before. Like,
Oh, this is overly opinionated.
if I don't agree with it, though,
Listen.
I will still, just out of respect for you, I will still call you that because this is what you want. I don't want to disrespect you in any way.
Now you're a disrespectful guy, though, right?
I try not to be. Unless you cross that line.
Exactly. So let's say you cross that line. Let's say that we not you. Let's say that we collectively, when I say we, I mean you and the person who you're in a conversation with. Let's say we collectively cross that line.
Intentionally.
Like it's barbs now. Like we going at each other, right? It's heat.
Yeah.
How far are you gonna take that line?
This is tough. I've never been in a situation like that. Now, I am not a fan of slurs. by any means. All right, unless you're joking.
I disagree. I was about to say
unless you're joking.
Our group chat. You want me to read our group chat out loud?
In a serious manner, I am not a fan of slurs at all. So I can't ever see myself using the slur. I have never been mad enough or put in a situation I even thought about it. So the most you would get called is either a bitch ass nigga or that's probably at best the most you'll get called out of me. And I'm going to call you what I think you are. If you're a man, I'm going to call you he, woman. Bitch.
So you will step over that line in the moment because out of anger.
Yes, to intentionally disrespect you.
Got you. Yeah.
Only because be clear, it's intentional.
Hate crimes all over the place.
Hate crimes, intentional.
Hate crimes everywhere.
But
you gonna be Twitter famous.
But if we're like in a respectful group or being respectful, I will want to give you all the utmost respect. Now, I don't know how to ask these type of people about.
Yikes.
What's the correct way to say that? These group of people, I don't know how to ask them. Like, to get clarity, it's like, is it my place? Because that person is not a spokesperson, right? Is it my place to ask them, like, why are y'all like this? Or, like, what does this mean?
Yikes. What do you mean by that?
So, like...
What exactly do you mean by that?
Like, actually, like, where is the they coming from? Like, I'm not understanding you. Like, I feel like it's kind of rude to ask someone that.
I feel like you know the answer to that, though. Like, where you would say it, which is a term for an object. They prefer they, which is a term for plural. So neither of them are necessarily like etymologically proper. But you're choosing, like, you just don't accept their explanation.
What is plural?
No, it's not plural. It's the same as what's an object. Like when you would say it,
because
that's not proper because that's an object. It is specifically used for objects. And humans aren't objects. It's the same amount of wrong as they being a plural term. You see what I'm saying? You have an explanation, you just don't like it. You know what's uncomfortable right now?
What?
I feel like I have to be the spokesperson for the LGBTQ, and I don't know anything.
You're not one of them?
No.
My fault, bro. I didn't know that.
I don't know.
Make sure this don't get cut. All right?
Yeah.
For the chitlins, we even. But I look at some people as objects.
Fucking yikes, man. What are you talking about?
I know you've seen an ugly baby and be like, what is it?
No.
Never?
No, man.
No way.
If I see an ugly baby, I look at it as, oh wow, that baby is it's got some glowing up to do.
What if you know it's a boy or a girl? That's why you say
the life is young yet, isn't it?
The night is young.
The life is young yet, isn't it?
But yeah, when people ask about the genders of a baby, they be like, oh, what is it? That's a normal saying, right?
I try to refrain.
Really?
Just because when I was a wee lad, I asked someone, like, what is it? And my mom lit my ass up for saying it.
Really?
Because people aren't it. Yeah.
That's the first time I'm hearing about something.
Bro, it's so easy. It's so easy to retrain yourself to say things like boy or girl. Like, how's that?
Because if I come up to...
Literally the same amount of syllables.
Now, watch this. If I come up to someone like that, boy or girl, they're going to look at me like I'm disrespecting them, right?
I thought we were talking about a baby, bro.
But why does it change when we're adults to an adult if you really don't know?
That's not a bad question.
Like, why does it change? Boy or girl? That sounds so crazy in public.
Now, I know this is like an et tu fallacy where I'm just saying...
I have no idea what that is.
I was about to explain it.
Okay.
Where, like, you point out something that doesn't necessarily make sense, and I say, well, this doesn't make sense either. But just as a thought experiment, like, realize that there are a lot of things that are acceptable to do to children that aren't acceptable to do to anyone else, you know? Like you could walk up, like people, especially like women, can walk up to a child and like, just start squeezing their face. Like a woman can walk up to a child and just start squeezing that kid's cheeks. Like, oh, you so cute, I want to eat you up. You do that to a grown adult, you're a fucking creep, bro.
So what would be the proper way then? Are you a man or a woman?
What are your pronouns? I'm sure you've heard this.
Pronouns don't associate with gender.
I didn't know that.
Bro. So, I have a question for you before I go down this road. How many genders are there?
I don't know.
How many do you acknowledge?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know. Like I literally, bro, I will literally
name the genders you know.
Like seriously?
Yeah, listen. Google tells you there's like 72.
Okay.
Tell me the ones you know.
He, she, they.
Genders, not pronouns.
Oh, genders. Fuck.
Before I tread here.
Male, female. Right? Are those genders?
Yes.
Non-binary? That's one, right?
I don't know. Yes. Oh,
That's about it. That's about what I got.
Is non-binary gender neutral?
Bro, I have no idea.
Okay.
Are we the least qualified people to have this conversation
Facts,
or what?
But this is the thing. So maybe 4 we got like 4 of them, okay?
Uh-huh.
So since you acknowledge 4 of them.
Nah, I don't like the way you said that.
Because
I only know 4 of them.
Okay, sure.
That doesn't mean that I don't acknowledge the others.
Just because they says he does not go with male.
Got you.
So it's a whole. So just because my pronouns are he, like, yeah. So how do you respectfully ask someone this without coming off as an asshole or disrespectful? Like, what is the proper way? You can't say boy or girl because that's just not it. There's way more than that.
Yeah. So I honestly don't know.
Now you see the loop people get thrown in though. Like some people think they're taking it overboard. Like,
which is you? The way that you started this, you definitely feel like it's overboard.
Listen, if I'm okay, I'm going to respect them, no matter what. Okay, I am going to, but I just want to know more of the whys, like your purpose, et cetera, et cetera.
You do realize that talking to another straight cis male is not the way to get that.
You know the terminology, though. I'm a cis man too.
Yeah, like you realize that this isn't the way to get more information.
But this is a start, so I don't offend.
I don't think so. I don't think this. I don't think this is helpful for that.
I don't want to have this conversation when I'm look like I'm just being a joke to them or offending them or any of that. I don't want them to think me being curious is me trying to offend them on purpose.
Yeah, I don't know how this. I don't know how. Again, I don't know how this is helping you do that.
Because I think you have knowledge of how to properly talk to people. You disagree?
No, I just talk to people though. Like I just do it, and as long as you express your intentions, that's pretty much the best you can do.
Now you know I have done that, and it caused the argument.
You be lying.
No,
you be lying. You'll say something like, "I don't mean to offend you, but you know you stupid, right?" You do that.
Okay.
You really do that.
I don't want to be in a situation like that where I'm coming off like I hate you guys. Now, at my job,
fucking you guys.
Listen. At my job, I am an advocate for these people.
Oh no,
I don't think you understand.
You have to word these things differently,
bro. I am an advocate.
Yeah.
For this community, man. For real, like.
And you have to be,
bro. Like
it's tough over there, ain't it,
bruh? Like,
bro, tell me they don't use the. Oh, they go all the way, huh?
It's to the point. I have deals. Like every time you use this word, you got to pay me. He comes through with the money, like, and then I got a couple of them just stop saying it. Now it's just out of fits of anger, which is crazy. Like, it's just so crazy. They have told me that the world would be a better place if they all died. Yeah, crazy. They'd be like, y'all are crazy, man.
That's insane, bro.
I was like, y'all are crazy. Like, I hope, like, one of your loved ones or kids or become one of them, just to open your eyes. Like,
I don't think that's necessarily something to wish, just because a lot of times those people get shunned.
Yeah, and neglected. But and these are people with kids, by the way.
Yeah,
and I hate it. I truly hate it. That's why I'm always an advocate. They think because this is the type of because it was normal in the day, it's not a slur now. That's what they think.
we're talking about faggot specifically, right?
Yeah, gotcha. I don't use that, but
I don't don't use it either. But I don't want to act like we're not talking about that.
Flamers, the F-bomb. What they
Now, we're not talking about these as if they're interchangeably bad, right? Like, faggot is definitely the worst word with, like, venom-wise. Like, you mean the most disrespect when talking about a homosexual person or a transsexual person or anyone in the LGBTQ. Like, you intend the most disrespect when you say that word.
Yes, but flamer is too.
I'm not saying that they're not disrespectful. Yeah. Like you were listing them as if like this is the list of the like most disrespectful ones, but there's one that stands out above all of them.
Yeah,
like I'm not saying that you can call me a moon cricket, but you call me a nigger. Like that's the furthest that you could have went with it.
What about Tar Boy?
All right, what are we doing?
I'm just saying, like,
what are you? See, this is exactly why you can't. This is why you feel. This is why you feel like you're going to upset someone
because I didn't think like it just came in my head like Tar Boy.
No, that's the problem.
I'm sorry.
That's really the problem.
Listen, I'm sorry. My fault. See, this.
Who are you an advocate for?
Listen, this is why I need this conversation to prevent these outbursts. I'm sorry for calling you Tar Boy. My fault, man. That's my fault. It just came in my head. I said it. But the full list. Like they're all for it, and they think it's disrespectful. Like if I was to come up to them and didn't know them, and ask them pronouns, so I won't disrespect them. That's automatically disrespectful right there. I have been told, like if I was one of them, they wouldn't even play the game with me. I was like, even if I played the same, talk the same, they was like, yeah, I don't want to be associated with anyone like that. That shit just blows my mind. Like, that you are like this. Like, would you agree it's on the same level as racism?
Yeah.
Like, equally, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't, I don't get why they're like that. Why they care so much to hate these type of people. All because they don't agree with what they do.
Yeah, man, when people are different, it makes a lot of people uncomfy. When you have a set way of doing things, and I think the same with racism, I think a lot of times, if you grow up or if you live in a situation where there's one type of person almost unanimously, when people are different from that, it's upsetting, it's jarring, it's uncomfortable. Which is unhealthy, but like, they don't really get to choose that all the time.
Yes, but at some point, you have to see the harm you're doing.
No.
You don't think so?
No. We want them to. Don't get me wrong. Like, I would rather them, like, see the harm that they're doing. I would rather them see human beings as human beings, but they don't have to.
Like,
I know people who are in their 60s that will never change, and they're just,
This is about to be crazy. And these are the type of people who needs to be eliminated, though, right?
No. They need to be taught.
Are some people unteachable?
Yeah.
So why waste our time?
Don't. I'm not asking you to interact with anyone you don't
said
want to.
They need to be taught, instead of eliminate.
Yep.
And if it don't work, then what?
What I'm saying is, if you're going to interact with someone, that's the most noble goal.
Is to teach them.
To interact. The most noble goal of interaction with people who are indoctrinated in any way is understanding, like, their point of view and educating them and where their point of view is just factually incorrect, or at the very least harmless or harmful to like progression. And if what I'm saying is, if that isn't possible, then like don't interact with them.
So, with you saying that, there has been progress with my interactions with them then.
Yeah, it's fire.
Like, we're not at the end goal, but they're conscious of what they're saying now. And that's a big step for me. But I just don't see, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I don't see my end goal being fulfilled.
Yeah, I'm not the most optimistic guy that there is. So I'm probably not the one that you should be looking to for hope. I'm not super optimistic about most things, but I don't think your end goal is the only way to accept positivity out of a situation. Like, although I'm not optimistic, I am realistic. And when there is a positive occurrence, I accept it as a positive occurrence, even if it means that it's going to cause some negativity later. I think positive occurrences should be counted as much as a negative occurrence is. And I got one, and I do have a controversial take too, but that'll come after this. I guess it'll come like in between. So I went to my local barbecue joint. I fucking love that place, bro. Like, they make such good barbecue.
City?
No, wow. How disrespectful.
Oh.
But,
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, my fault. I'm sorry.
So, everyone goes there, too. But,
diverse.
Yeah, mad diverse.
Love it.
And they bring everybody out. Like, this barbecue joint, you can see everybody in there. Old, young, like, LGBTQ, not. You feel me? Like, it's... Everybody like barbecue, right? Mm-hmm. So one day, and I don't know if you would agree, but oftentimes black people aren't necessarily accepting or sensitive to the LGBTQ community.
Yeah. So
you never know where it's going to go. And the older somebody is, the less likely they are to be... sensitive to it. And I'm not saying that demographic, that the older black demographic is hateful towards them or anything. Just, not catering to it, not sensitive to it, right?
Yeah.
And the guy that runs this place is a guy, I would call him 40, but I don't know for sure. Mid-40s or so. And he black. Mm-hmm. And there was a white person in there who, like, me and you, if we were just talking, is a man dressed like a woman. Like, because I did not get to ask their pronouns, don't know their gender, it's a man dressed like a woman, right? Between me and you, right? And this person is in their phone the whole time. Like, looking at their phone the whole time. And the way that you get your order is, like, he knows what you're waiting for, and he'll call, like, the order up, and he'll... and he'll tell you your food ready. And he tried so hard to get this person's attention, he didn't know what to say. Wow. So you got the owner of this place literally raising his finger over and over again, and just like, I'm talking about maybe 2.5 real life minutes of him trying to get this person's attention, like but don't know what to say. Yeah. Like, what I loved about that situation, and I guess there's a love-hate relationship with it, kind of to your point. It's not easy. It's not easy knowing what the right thing to do is there. But you could tell that he was trying to do the right thing. Yeah. Like, you could tell his attempts were true. But you could also tell he didn't know what to try. Like, my man just keeps putting a one up. Like, my man said, Yo,
excuse me,
and he walking around like, keeping himself busy and everything, but every now and then he looks over again and he's like, and what was really crazy was I kept seeing the other person like look up sporadically, but the owner is looking away now or like doing something else. But I'm also in a position where I can't let this person know because I don't know what to call them either.
In a situation like that, I wouldn't use pronouns.
What do you say?
Excuse me. I think your order is ready.
What I'm saying, so this is a situation where the way it's done is, yo man, yo sir, yo, excuse me ma'am. Like, this is how this process goes.
Gotcha.
Like, you have to, they literally get your attention unless they know you by name. They literally get your attention to ask which order you're waiting for if you got an online order.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Like, how do you get their attention in that situation? And don't get me wrong, there are ways to get their attention.
They want to order or whatever.
Yeah. And the way that he ended up doing it, again, this is communication. And I realize that that's not the case for everyone, but communication seems easy to me. Just be honest, man. Just be honest. And also just be willing to go a little further. This kind of goes back to a conversation that we touched on in the past, where in relationships, perfect case scenario is 50% on each side. But that's not always possible. In that situation, 50% on each side wasn't possible because the person who had the overalls and the elephant shirt on had no idea that someone was trying to get their attention.
Right.
So you might have to take it upon yourself to walk to them and put forth an extra bit of effort. So we had like 75%, 25%, which to me is fine in a situation where you realize that you might have to take on a bit more burden.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you have to be willing to. I just think that that's the better way to do it. And vice versa. Like we were saying before, in a situation where I actually know a trans guy. One of the most surprising transitions that I've ever been hit with, simply because he's the first person that I know transitioning.
Wow.
And because it's such a, I don't want to say hot topic because this is like his life, you know, like this
is the real deal. Like,
I don't have the confidence to ask like pronouns. What do I call you now? Like, do I keep calling you the same name? You know, but I recently was talking to them about being a father because like they just had a kid.
Wow.
And I said like, oh look, my dad did this, and that might have been
offensive.
Like complete misgendering, but I simply don't know that.
So, are you comfortable with not asking rather than offending them and not knowing?
It's a tough line to toe. It's a tough line to toe because I genuinely don't know how to broach the subject without sounding like disingenuous. I'm not worried about sounding like an asshole. I'm going to do that. There's like there isn't a way that Savon can speak and not sound like I am an asshole, right? That's not what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is that you think that I have a different motive than I do. That's what I'm more worried about when I communicate with people. It's, do you understand where I'm coming from? And I think I've said this on the podcast before. Like, you can think that I'm a bad guy. I just want you to think I'm a bad guy because you actually believe that my opinions make me a bad guy. Not because you took my opinion incorrectly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I'm afraid of is coming to this person and saying, yo, it's actually like extremely brave of you for you to be open enough to even say, you know, I'm transitioning. But I don't want that to come off as cliche or like, oh, you're so brave. You know what I'm saying? I just ain't CNN. This ain't The View. Like, that's not what I'm here to do. But it could look like that. It could look disingenuous. It could look just completely fake. And that's not my goal. And I would rather just have the same conversations we've always had than to possibly make you think that I'm being nice to you, but specifically like as a support of your transition.
You just said earlier in the episode, communication is easy for you. Just be honest.
Yeah.
Why not just use that advice?
No, I'm not saying, like, there will be a time where I do. It's just
not right now.
Yeah, it don't seem I don't know. For some reason, it just doesn't feel like.
Did he change in the aspect of how he act, or not really? If I notice a change in how he acts, I'm addressing it. Let me play into your world. Or
No,
no,
I can't say in how he acts. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Like, he seems like the same dude.
Like,
which again, if that's offensive, like that's not my intention here, but like he seems the same to me, except there are very clear differences, you know.
Yeah. Now,
and that's one of the things that I don't. So what I was gonna say before, like my little controversial take, is that between two cis people,
are you saying me and you, or you and him?
Me and you,
okay.
Me and my wife, me and my mom. Like, if someone is so woke that between two cis people, I can't be like, oh, the girl that was next to you on the plane. I don't get down with that. That's a little too woke for me. Now, I'm not talking about in a situation where we know their pronouns.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, like, if I know their gender, that I'm going to just continuously misgender them.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, if we are just assuming a they, we don't have to, between the two of us.
And that wokeness is a problem for you?
No. Like, no, I wouldn't call it a problem.
What do you call it?
I just don't prefer it. Not my preference. Not my preference.
The term wokeness is having me weak right now.
No, I get it, man. I definitely understand the connotation that comes with the word woke. I do, for sure. But that's like, it actually does define enough of the zeitgeist for me to use it, because it is legit the thing. Like, the wokeness is the thing that's making it to where you feel like you have to correct me, even though you don't have a correct like way to go. You don't have direction here, yet you're going to correct me. And it's like, bruh, there's no one getting offended here. Like, no one's getting offended. We're fine.
They're offended.
Who?
Who you said?
That's crazy, though. To me, that's kind of crazy.
It's not crazy to me. Only because I'm trying to put myself in that situation. Like, if someone is calling people the N-word, and they get that person, like, let's say they calling John the N-word, and they saying it to me, and John don't hear it. I'm like, come on, bro. You're wilding right now. Chill out.
You have reason to be offended there.
Because I'm one of them, right?
Whoa.
Is that what you're saying?
Whoa.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying
why
you are likely to be offended in that case.
Why? Because they're not calling me that. So why would I be offended?
Yeah, because you are one. There you go. There you go. Because you are one. So, fucking tar boy.
So that's the name of this episode, Tar Boy. But
that's crazy. I like that. I actually really like that.
The woke person who says, "Oh, you don't know what that is. That's not a she." Like, what if they was misgendered themselves? Even though they weren't talking about them, you just have to throw themselves in that. That's all. Like, okay, I get it.
That's a solid point. And look, I'm not even saying that I disagree that they're right, because we don't know.
Is it annoying
we don't
for
know?
You?
This is what I'm saying. We don't know. You are correct, but between the two of us, that's okay.
Right.
Like, we're not going to find out, and it's okay. It's just us right now.
Yeah.
Like, if we were having this conversation and you asked me about my homie, I'd be like, you know, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
It is. We wouldn't have to do that.
Now, I have a question. With your homie who's transitioning or whatever, do you get curious and ask him anything, or
not yet?
Are you gonna? Do you want to ask him anything?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, now, are you asking him because you're just genuinely curious, or?
Bro, my curiosity knows no bounds. Or what? My fault.
Or do you just want to prove something in your head or whatever?
You see? And that's what I don't want. Like, I don't want them to think that is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want them to think like, oh, is he like, he's overcompensating to be an ally.
Yeah.
And that's not what I'm doing. I want to know everything. I want to know everything.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people could vouch for my curiosity. I am curious about everything. I want to know what people are thinking all the time. I want to know why people do the things that they do. And I just want to know about everything that I could possibly know about. Especially when it comes to like the way that people think and why they do what they do.
I think you're a liar. I'm going to say this because this will forever stick with me when you did this. Someone said, guess my birthday. You no longer cares.
Bruh.
So you're not a curious cat.
No, I'm mad
that
curious.
Can shut that down so easily. I don't think you're curious.
Look, I want to know their birthday, not enough to play a game. I'm not down to play a game about it.
So if you ask him this, he'll be like, guess what you think I am? You could just be not interested anymore?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think
no. That's not the way to say it. I am interested.
But not that.
I'm not interested in playing a game. I'm interested in getting information. I'm not interested in playing a game for the information. That is genuinely what it like. And you could actually ask around. If I ask someone their birth or their age, like, oh, how old are you? They're like, how old do you think I am? Nah, never mind. Never mind.
That is funny to me because it's like, damn, you just ask me a question you don't give a fuck about. That's what it feels like. But you just don't care enough to play the game.
I don't want to play the game. I don't want to play the game with you, man.
Now, I used to work with a person who was transitioning. We were close, but not close enough for me to ask about it. And I kind of wish I did.
I don't know that you know who you're close enough. So I am always willing, and this is why I say that communication is easy for me. Now, choosing to communicate is another thing. Like, that is a step before communication. Choosing to communicate, like taking that step, is a completely separate thing, and that's not always easy for me. But once you're communicating, bro, just be open to being told to mind your fucking business. That's actually something that I have adopted saying recently, like over the last couple years. When I ask a question, because I honestly don't know what's too far. I don't know what I'm allowed to know and what I'm not allowed to know because I'm so curious and I'm also an open book that I don't know what question is crossing the line, because when someone asks me a question, I almost never consider it crossing the line. I will tell you anything.
Now, do you feel the same way about a time and place for everything? Now, okay, I don't want to ask this question while we're at work. I only see you at work, but we spend 8 to 10 hours a day together, 5 days a week. So we spend a lot of time together. I don't want to make you the center of attention and you being uncomfortable. So that's why I never had the time to ask, or this just wasn't the right place to ask.
Now, I don't disagree with there being a time and place. I just don't know it. I am willing, again, I am willing for you to tell me that I am not allowed to know. I just want you to tell me that instead of me not knowing that or you getting mad at me for it. So what I'll do is I'll be like, now, feel free to tell me to mind my business. And then I'll ask my question. And it's because I have the curiosity and I don't want to leave that curiosity untapped if I don't need to. And also, I feel closer to people when they're honest with me. Mm-hmm. But I don't know what you are willing to share. And I don't want you to feel obligated. I don't want this to be a source of anger. I don't want you to think that I feel entitled to your information. But I want your information.
Yeah.
And I want that to be clear. So that's another situation where you just got to be open to looking crazy. You got to be open to looking crazy, man. Because there's no way to avoid looking crazy. To me, if you're avoiding looking crazy, you look crazy because of it. I'm not even making that up, though. Those people who don't talk about anything?
Yeah. That makes them crazy.
Bro, it looks so weird to me. Are you a robot?
Jump the ranks of being a serial killer.
No, for real.
Easily, yeah. That's...
when you're around people, as soon as someone says, anything about sex. Now, mind you, no children are around, okay? If no children are around and someone says something about sex, and you're just like, ew, we all grown. What are we doing? What just happened over there?
I bet.
You know what I mean?
I met a 40, 50-year-old who was like, it weirded me out, kind of.
What did?
That he was like that.
Like what?
Ew.
Yeah.
And you like twice my age, bro. Like, I automatically assume you like kids now, bro.
Oh wow, that's
the jump.
That's
man.
a jump.
No, he's weird, man.
That's a jump.
That's just weird to me.
Now, I agree that it's weird, but it's just, to me, I feel like people are trying to escape pieces of reality, and it just makes me uncomfortable because I don't know, like, I don't trust these people to be honest with me. That's what I have realized. Like, probably that's the first time that I've been able to verbalize what it is that makes me uncomfortable about it. Mm-hmm. I think right now is the best that I could say it. I don't trust you to be honest with me. If you can't even acknowledge a part of reality that we literally all have to accept because that's how we all got here, I don't get it. I don't know what you'll lie to me about. Like, you are willing to avoid realities that we all have to accept. So I don't know if you would tell me what you like or dislike. I don't know if you might just tell me what's okay to tell me in a professional setting, you know? But I think that's why it's acceptable to put yourself out there enough, even if it's at work, to say, I am genuinely curious about this. I do not have any entitlement to the information, but I would like to know if you're willing to tell me. Don't feel obligated. Don't feel obligated right now, but I am curious.
Yeah, that's fire. Now, I got a couple questions for you. I'm curious your thoughts. Do you think they are becoming the majority now? That group of people.
The LGBTQ?
Yeah.
I mean, that's clearly not the case, right? Like, that's not even...
I don't think you understand what the people at work. They think they're becoming the minority. It's like a new wave. It's the normal now. Like, it's everywhere you turn. Like, this... It's pretty crazy.
That's depressing to me because this is indoctrination 101. It's like one of the main objectives of indoctrination is to teach you that you are in a class that is under attack, that you are in a minority or you are at risk. You know, a lot of religions do that same thing. Like, you are so persecuted that you need to defend yourself against this wave. And it's like, it's always the people who don't have any claim to minorityship.
That's funny. You say that. Oh my god!
That are so persecuted.
They think men are under attack. Like, the men are just getting erased. They call them chicks with dicks now. That's like, dude.
Wow.
Bro, they're so irrational, man. Like, I don't know. How often do you see gay people? Like, if you was to just go out in public.
How the fuck would you know?
Exactly.
How the fuck would you know?
Bro, unless you are assuming this person is gay, you just don't know. That is what's crazy. And I try to say that to them. They be like, oh, no, you can just tell. I was like, man, you can just be wrong, bro. You can just be wrong.
Not just can be. If you are assuming that people are gay, you have been wrong.
Like,
you're wrong.
Bro, it just blows my mind because it's like what they think is happening is like concrete to them. Like, they be like, wake up, man. This is the world you're living. No, it's not, man. What you think
they tell you to wake up?
Yes, bro. They tell me to wake up. Like, and then they bring up, oh, this is the world. Your daughter is going to have to grow. Bro, it's not what you think it is, my guy. I promise you, it is not what you think it is. And they'll use examples how they put gay everywhere. Like, in the new Buzz Lightyear movie, Buzz is kissing another Buzz. Mm-hmm. Like, does shit like that bother you?
What?
Buzz Lightyear kissing Buzz Lightyear.
No.
Like,
but I also don't see it. Like, I don't think about it. These are things that I don't think about.
Would you have a problem with your nephews or nieces watching something like that?
I don't think so.
Me either. Like, because,
I'm not faced with it, but I don't think so.
Like, I don't think so either. Because it's like, this is a fucking cartoon. Like, who gives a fuck? Imagination runs wild. That's what happens. Like, let it happen.
And for the most part, don't parents Damn, I almost used the word retard, and I don't think that that's like
That's a slur.
I know that people are going to see it like that, but don't parents retard the amount of sexual content that a child sees anyways? So, like, don't they intentionally limit that? Like, isn't that a limit? Yeah. Again, I don't have children. I genuinely don't keep up with these things. But that's something that you try to keep up. Like, I wasn't allowed to watch every scene in Blade.
Yes, but I'm going to give you an example of the double standard they have. Cinderella movies. There's always a kiss. Perfectly fine, though, right? Okay. But when Buzz kissed Buzz, why is it such an uproar? It's just a kiss. You was perfectly fine.
Is it, like, do you have the answer for that? Or, like, do you ask that question at all? Or?
I think I already have my answer from them.
So you didn't ask?
I don't think it's needed.
I really do. The reason that I think it's so important is because you ask the question. It's clearly a question that you have when you say, why is it different? You have to ask that question to the people who actually know.
But it's not different.
That I'm not saying that you don't have a claim to that. What I'm saying is there's a claim contrary to your claim, and you're asking, why do you have that claim? But you're asking it to someone who doesn't have it. It's important to ask the question.
But I'm assuming, I'm willing to be wrong, but they're just going to say because they don't agree with gays.
Maybe, but they might have something that you could combat with facts. Like, I just disagree with people being gay is something that's like, oh, well, that sounds like bigotry. But if they say, I don't want them teaching gay to my kids, you could easily just say, oh, I don't know if that's how that works. Like, I don't know if that's actually how that works there.
I know it's because of the gayness, because they made a joke and said what they gonna do in the next movie, Brokeback Woody. And they're just against gays, man. That's all. Their agenda is against gays. That's all it is. I have never heard them complain about a Cinderella kiss or anything in that matter when it's boy girl. Never. And they have seen plenty of those. But two fucking toys kissing, you have a problem with it?
And it's the place you put in the 80s, huh?
Like, sadly.
Fucking yikes.
Sadly. But listen, bro, I'm slowly trying to change their thinking, man.
No, I like that. I do. I really do like that. It's an interesting topic, man. It's an interesting topic because it doesn't seem difficult in most instances to me. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just people. It's really not that hard. It's just people, and they just want to be able to do what you do.
And be normal.
I don't have any problem with that. I don't have any issue, but I don't have all of the arguments against it. So I don't listen to people like bashing them. Mm-hmm. I honestly just don't interact with this topic very often because it's not in my world almost ever. And when it is in my world, I am interacting one-on-one with people. Like, whether it be people who disagree or whether it be people who agree. And the furthest that I ever get is, like, I am in support of people being people and being allowed to do the same thing that I do out in public.
That's it, man. Now, do you feel like when these type of people walk in the room, they're an elephant?
Yes.
Easily. You can easily see that?
Only in situations where someone is the elephant. Which is an interesting way to say it because the person that I saw at the barbecue joint was wearing an elephant shirt. But, like, when you are the elephant...
Well, I thought you was making the joke as the elephant in the room. They actually had that on?
They had an elephant shirt on, yes.
Wow.
But, yeah, like, there are instances where they're clearly the elephant in the room, but I can say that about, like, just about anyone. Like, when you see a football player at a store... That motherfucker's the elephant in the room, bro. Like, they're gigantic. You know what I mean? Uh-huh. You see a woman who has, like, fire orange hair. She's the elephant in the room, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, these types of style choices would make one an elephant in the room, but I don't think that means that they shouldn't be allowed in the room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that shit, bro. Like, and I feel like, is there a way to fix it, or just make the elephant in the room normal?
Listen, this is where my pessimism comes in. No, there isn't a way to fix the world. There is a way to make people more lenient. There is a way to make people more accepting, but there is not a way to make the people who only support their group, there's no way to make them go away. And I mean, it's going to keep humanity back across the board. You know, like, the world's going to end one day, and there will still be bigots when the world ends, because, you know, we're being held back, and they get to reproduce the same way we do.
Yeah, sadly.
But you know what's beautiful about that?
What?
They think the exact same thing about us. There is beauty in the fact that we disagree so vehemently, and we see it as very clear that they're incorrect. And it pains us that people who have such broken ideas of the way that the world works get to pass down their broken ideas for generations. And they see us the exact same way.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a beauty in that for me, but I also really like philosophy. But
it's scary though.
Yeah, they think so too. You darkies over there having 6 kids apiece, ain't it?
That used to be funny. We used to be the elephant in the room.
That's a fact.
Them tar boys, man.
Now, there is a way to look at this and say, you know, with all the progress that we have seen, that there's no reason for progress to stop now. And I can agree with that.
Yeah, I get to.
And the older the people get, that, like, most older people that I know have one thing where they are rather woke on. Like, most old people that I know, you know, are still a little stuck in their time about most things. Mm-hmm. But then they'll catch that one thing where they're just like, yeah, who cares about that? It's like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Your mom wouldn't have agreed with that, but that's what's up.
Yeah, that's funny you said. I never pointed that out, but that is pretty true.
Yeah.
2 is pushing it, but 1.
2's a lot. like you might have to accept that weed is one of them, right? Like,
oh my God, bro. That was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Because you used to get shunned for that.
Facts.
But now it's like, oh, you got some? Let me get some. Like, yeah. It's kind of crazy.
And like smoking with your mom, that used to not be a thing at all.
That's like, still it's so... My age is speaking. It still kind of makes me uncomfortable, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
You ever smoke with your mom?
Never. I had a drink with her though.
Interesting.
Like, and then it was her idea too. It made me a little more weirded out. But yeah, that whole idea is like, I don't know. I just feel like you shouldn't do that unless you hit a certain age. But then yeah, that used to be normal when I was in high school. Well, normal with the whites, I should say. But yeah,
the way that you say that, it feels like venomous.
Okay, normal with the Caucasians. I can see why you say that. I don't. What's the proper way? The other folks, the other side. What?
I don't know that there's a proper way. It's just that's how it came off. But yeah, man, that was. You feel good?
Yeah, I'm happy with this.
You got anything to put on top of this?
Kevin Gates is gay.
I don't know what you're doing right now. Like, I don't know if that's a joke. No, I don't know if that's a...
I want my girl to listen to this, and he's next to come out.
Your girl listen to this?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah. Shout out to her.
Yeah, but shout out to you.
What you have to throw on top of that?
Have uncomfortable conversations. And I'm not saying to be comfortable having uncomfortable conversations. That is the goal. But stop caring that you're comfortable when it comes to conversations. Have these uncomfortable conversations. This is how you learn. And I don't mean learn as in learn how everyone else is wrong. This is how you learn what other people think.
Which isn't very important.
It's incredibly important. And especially since we judge other people. And you know, there's a large group of people that likes the, I don't judge anyone idea. Yeah, you do. We all do. It's impossible that you're going out in public and not judging people.
You can't help it.
You are judging people.
It's just natural.
You have to judge situations as dangerous or not. You have to judge situations as lucrative or not. Like, you definitely judge people. And because you judge people, know more people. Talk to people who aren't like you. Talk to people who you don't know anyone like them. Talk to those people.
And that shit changes your judgment right there.
It changes your life. It changes your life. It changes how you see people. It changes how you see strangers. Have more conversations. Have more uncomfortable conversations. And have them with everyone.
Yeah, not just the ones you like.
That's about it, man. I'm actually, like, you tricked me into having this conversation today. And I really appreciate it.
Yeah. I think it's a needed conversation. It makes you...
Maybe it is. And I like how we had it. I like that we had it.
Because I'm sure some people felt the way we felt. I don't want people feeling alone. And then I don't want them to think these cis men is just all out to get them. Sometimes you just want to understand you. And I hope they get that from this. You just want some understanding. Don't want to disrespect people. Again, we both are advocates for real, so it's like just trying to push the memo. Love wins. Yeah, fire up.
Bro, what?
I say that all the time at work.
Are you serious right now?
Bro, love wins, man. I say that shit all the time.
I'm surprised you don't say hashtags. I'm surprised you don't speak hashtags in real life. That is sick. Bro, you speak in Instagram bios?
Bro, that's their saying, ain't it? Love wins.
Who is they?
The LGBTQ plus.
I didn't know that.
Bro, love wins.
You're going to get that acronym down one day.
That's not it? I didn't get it?
No, you were close.
Bro, what I forget?
You didn't forget anything. It's just the sequence.
Go to Instagram, search love wins. That's my shit, man.
You speak in hashtags? What are we doing right now, man?
Love wins, man.
We gotta wrap this up.
Bro, love
We have
wins,
to wrap this
bro.
up. Wrap this up.
This shit, this didn't win, but...
Darian, wrap this up. Darian, wrap this up.
I'm sorry, bro. Listen, we wrapping it up at love wins, man.
No, we are absolutely not.
What? Why not?
No, say something else.
Bro,
give me another hashtag.
Give
me another hashtag.
Argument right there. Love wins, bro.
Give me another
hashtag. That
hashtag.
shit was fire, bro. There's no way.
There's
no way, bro. When they looked at it, they was like, oh yeah, he's an advocate for real. Love wins, bro. Stop hate. Love wins. You didn't know that was their slogan?
I feel like you're selling t-shirts right now.
Bro, no,
I can't tell what we're doing. The only problem that I have right now is that I can't tell what we're doing now. Bro. Like, you lost me. I thought for sure you were trying to make fun of the fact that people really speak in hashtags. No, but now I don't know what you're doing.
Bro, listen. Love wins. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know about this, man. Love wins, bro. Every time. Love wins.
Get it tatted or never say it again.
I'm never saying it again then. They hate when I say that shit at work.
I hate when you say it now.
Why though?
Because I don't know what you're doing.
Bro, I am telling you.
Are you making fun of the fact that people speak in hashtags?
That and then love actually wins, man. Love wins, bro. Love wins, man.
So tap in with us at the Overly Opinionated Podcast on Instagram, at the OO Pod Boys on Twitter, and the Overly Opinionated Pod at gmail.com. We really appreciate y'all listening. This is a heavier subject matter, but the same kind of lighthearted conversation that we always have is just a couple homies, man. And I want y'all to feel included in the homies talking about this. So
for real,
always feel free to tap in and give your opinions. And just know that even if you're a bigot, we actually accept you being a bigot. We're not going to write you off. We're not going to not hear you. Like, get your shit off, you know?
And we would love to conversate with you.
Facts. See y'all next Wednesday.